Hi, James here from Sincera Consulting. I hope everyone is coping during this isolation period. This pause gives business leaders the opportunity to review and repurpose or position their sales and marketing. I'd like to share some truth about content, thought leadership, and commercial insight from a strategic level, and how top performing companies will have greater sales and marketing alignment going forward. Now, in fairness, later on in this talk, I'll be carrying on about people's natural propensity to avoid change. Seriously, we typically do everything we can to avoid it. It's the biggest challenge facing sales professionals, getting stakeholders to realize that the pain of the same is greater than the pain of change. But today, given the situation that we face, people are going to be open to change, and that is an opportunity for talented sales forces. In this attention-driven economy, we can drown in content. It's excessive, distracting, and starting to become annoying.
It's more about commercial insight you deliver as part of the sales interaction itself, as this egg diagram suggests. We'll start up in the top left with general information. General information is information about generally anything and everything. It's just that huge mass of information and content that's already out there that we all swim through every single day. And that's actually in many ways our number one competitor, because this thing, our customers, well, they're overwhelmed by it. It's not so much what they should take in, but what they should keep out. At this level, a marketer's biggest question is, how do I cut through the clutter? Now, if I want to be heard, the first filter I got to get through is I got to create content that is credible and it's relevant for my customers. If it's not relevant, it never makes it through that filter in the first place. It just gets ignored. In order to be relevant and credible, content needs to be backed by data, third-party sources, testimonials. As a marketer, you might think to yourself, I've got it made. I've got data, I've got research, I got credible information that's relevant to them. I have passed that filter. I got inside. You know what you really got? All you've got is there's accepted information. Period. Here, try this. 75% of CEOs are concerned about customer engagement in a tough economy. By the way, I just made that up. But it could be credible. Go ahead, Google 75% of CEOs believe that. You're going to get millions of hits, because it turns out that 75% of CEOs believe in all sorts of stuff. And we put that in our content every single day. So I haven't really learned anything. I may have confirmed something that I already knew. So how do we get to being newsworthy? We've got to provide content that's newsworthy, that shows the world something new, that the world on its own probably didn't know. Now, here's where that gets us to thought leadership. That's actually what we aspire to be doing as marketers. It has been part of our stated strategy. We want to be thought leaders in our industry. So what is it really? Well, it's new information that's additive. New research, new data, often in the form of white papers or infographics. All marketers want to produce white papers, and we think, man, this thing rocks because it's good to teach the world something new. But what happens is we find customers read the white paper, they read the graphic, they learn a new way, and they say, wow, I've never thought about that way before. Then they go back to whatever it is they were doing before, which, by the way, is buying or not buying where the status quo is good enough. White papers don't change behavior. So the next filter we're going to get through is be frame breaking. This one matters more than anything else. Frame breaking is about two things. It's not just about what you could be doing. It is about what you are currently doing. Insight is just as much about how your current behavior, your current status quo, your current plan of action, and showing you why something about that particular plan, that strategy, is flawed. Again, with empathy, illustrating that somehow you were exposed to more risk, more cost than you ever realized before. So this is actually a contrast that matters. It's the juxtaposition between the cost of current behavior and the potential for alternate action. Again, moving from A to B. Selling today is about a journey with your customer. You don't focus on the attributes, you lead your customer to them. Let's go through it. The warmer. Building credibility by reading their minds, demonstrating empathy and understanding. The reframe. Connect those challenges to a bigger problem or opportunity they hadn't previously considered. Rational drowning. Show them that the numbers behind why they should think differently, making them squirm a little bit. Emotional impact. And I refer to this as bleeding. Create an emotional connection between the pain in the story you're telling and the pain they feel every day in their organization. A new way. It's time to convince them of a solution. Show them the new way they should be thinking about their business, implicitly tied to your value proposition. Again, leading to our solution. It's an implementation map showing them the new way that they should be thinking about their business and how to get there. A great example is what Grainger has done by introducing to their customers planning for unplanned purchases. If you'd like some detail on it, I'd be happy to share. So, where is marketing in all this? Given the landscape of where prospective customers are today, marketing no longer works in a silo environment, working content to generate sales leads. No, it's no longer passing on the lead baton and waiting to see results. Today, the most successful firms work with sales developing commercial insights, getting in during the customer's research and discovery process, and answering the questions, what do our customers not know about their business, but should? What's the one thing that any organization in the world never wants to do? Change. Change is hard. It's disruptive, it's scary, it's risky, it's expensive. The last thing I ever want to do is change. What are you guys selling with your solutions? You're selling change. Do you ever stop to think about the number one thing that you're selling today is the number one thing your customers don't want to buy? It's true. That's where we are today. So if you want your customers to change, you've got to give them a reason to change, particularly provide customers compelling reasons to take action. So, where is your sales and marketing team today? Are you identifying and working with mobilizers as they investigate their problems? And what kind of talent is selling your solutions? Are they focused on relationships, or do they challenge and provoke new insights? If anything sparks your interest, drop me a line. Love to have a discussion. Thanks for your time, and remember, the pain of the same is greater than the pain of change.